Good morning! Alright, so this morning I am making one of my batches of quick oats for my kids. They're very similar to the instant oatmeal packets you can buy at the store. It's cheaper and healthier to do it this way though, and it's really quick and easy. So I thought I would just go ahead and show you while I'm making a batch this morning just how easy it is. This is a recipe that I came up with after reading some other ones. I'm getting really frustrated that I couldn't find one that didn't have powdered milk in it because I have a son that can't do dairy. So I asked around a few friends, and a brilliant friend said, well, why don't you just add the milk after? Right? Why didn't I think of that? So with this recipe, there's no powdered milk. It's super, super simple. It's great for kids that have dairy issues because there is no dairy in it anywhere. So I will explain later how we add our milk if we're going to be adding a milk. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've measured out 6 cups of quick oats, and to that I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And we have I'm trying to think what kind of sugar we have. It is not a white cane sugar, it is like Morena sugar from Walmart or something. You could use raw sugar. Just whatever kind of sugar you keep in the house is totally fine, just a granulated sugar. And then we do a teaspoon of salt. I have pink Himalayan salt, but you can use whatever salt you have. It really doesn't matter. You can tell I am super precise with my measuring. Alright, so there's our salt. Now comes the fun. This one I'm doing is a fruit one, so we use freeze-dried fruit for these. The Great Value brand at Walmart is the cheapest I've found, but if you have another source, that's cool. So we've been doing strawberry a lot, and I got strawberry banana to do a strawberry banana, but one of my kids really wanted plain banana, so we found these. They were on sale. Usually these ones are quite a bit more expensive than the Great Value, but because they were on sale, we went ahead and did these anyway. So, and one of these bags makes several batches. I wrote milk. Alright, so I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of this. And what I do is I typically break it into pieces. This is literally the most time consuming part of this whole thing, but I don't want to leave it in big pieces because A, it doesn't distribute as nicely through the oatmeal, and B, you don't necessarily want to get like a massive chunk of rehydrating banana or strawberry or whatever in your oatmeal. If you want to, then you can do that. But I know that my kids do not, so we're going to do it this way. There is also a cinnamon version of this oatmeal. It's really nice. This is just kind of like, if you do your 6 cups of quick oats, your 3/4 cup of sugar, and then your teaspoon of salt, you can add whatever flavorings you want. So for this cinnamon, and I will put these recipes below. So for the cinnamon, it's the same recipe. We just add cinnamon, ground cinnamon, instead of adding our fruit. So we've changed it up. I think we settled on about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, I think is what we did last time. We've changed it up a couple times just depending. And you can add raisins to that. I don't add raisins to the bulk jar because some of my kids don't like raisins. So it's an add-in that they can add after the fact. You could add like pumpkin spice mix, seasoning to it. For fall, that would be fun. Just pretty much whatever flavor you want that you think is going to sit well with it. But we're just going to sit here and break all these up. So I'm not going to make you watch me. I will come back in just a minute and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, I've got about 1/2 cup here. I'm just going to dump that in. Give it a good stir. And that really is as difficult as it is. It's not complicated. It just takes a couple of minutes to mix this up and get it ready. It's that simple. So we usually store ours in these lovely 1/2 gallon glass jars, and they're amazing, but we just bought these jars because I wanted my kids to be able to fit their measuring cup in there. So a serving of this is a 1/2 cup, And this opening, my kids can fit the half cup measurement in and pull it out. And with the mason jar, they were having to pour into the half cup, which is not awful, but it was definitely messier. So that's why we switched. These are not expensive. They're less than $7 a piece at Walmart. So these are awesome. So I'm gonna put this in there, and then to use this, because the sugar and things will settle, the kids will take it and shake it up good before they scoop, and it's not a big deal. They've done totally fine with that. They do great. So, you know, I'm gonna grab a funnel really quickly just to save myself a mess. Don't normally do a funnel for this, but I just know since I have the camera on, I'm gonna make a big ol' mess. So, this is much better than the stuff you get at the store. You can completely control the ingredients and the sugar level. You can do organic oats if that's what you want to do. So you can make it as expensive or inexpensive as you want. You can totally tailor it to your family's taste, which is something that we absolutely love, because we would try to buy the mixed packages of things, and that wouldn't work out because there was always a flavor that nobody really liked, and it was just a big pain. Now my kids don't eat a ton of sugar. Don't get me wrong, they eat sugar, just not a ton of it. So this may not be sweet enough for your family. I find it plenty sweet, but you could always try it, and then if you feel like it's not, you can add another 1/8 of a cup or 1/4 cup of sugar to yours and just see how it goes. You can see that fits absolutely perfectly in this jar. Look at that. That is excellent. All right, so that's it. That's the master batch. I will try to, in the description below with the recipes, I'll say how big this jar is. I'll have to ask my husband. I can't remember off the top of my head. There was a size bigger than this that was over 100 ounces, but that was bigger than we needed. I just didn't need one that big. So it's perfect. It'll go on the shelf. I usually do a batch of the fruit ones and a batch of the cinnamon. I'm not quite out of cinnamon yet. This one's the favorite, but I'll get a cinnamon one made soon, and these will just end up on our pantry shelf, and the kids can use them for breakfast, and they can get it themselves. I don't have to be in the kitchen monitoring it. They could totally handle it. Okay, so to prepare your oatmeal, you're just going to add 1/2 cup of the oat mix and 3/4 cup of whatever liquid you're using. My kids quite often use milk. My son uses almond milk because he can't do dairy. You can use water. It's not as creamy, but it is still very good. So if water's what you have, that's fine. So we're gonna add that in, then we stir it up, we pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then my kids usually give it a minute or so to kind of cool down. You can add a little more liquid at that point if you want to. I know I do for my youngest, to kind of help it cool off faster, and it's totally fine. If you don't have a microwave and you want to do this on the stove top, I would put your liquid in just a little pot and bring it to a bit of a boil. And then as soon as it's reached boil, I would go ahead and take it off the heat, add in my oats, stir it in, put the lid on, and just leave it alone for a couple of minutes, and then that should cook and absorb everything. So there you go. That is our quick, easy master batch of instant oats. If you guys try it out, let me know. If you make something similar and you have a cool flavor combination, I'd love to hear about it. Please comment below. We hope you guys are having a great week. We'll talk to y'all later. Quick note for those of you who are a little bit particular about how things look, like I am, if you end up going with these jars from Walmart, I just wanted to mention all of them come with the opening over one of the corners. I don't know why that is. I'm not going to put it on the shelf like this. I don't particularly like it over there. And as I was lamenting about this to my husband, he was very smart and just grabbed it and turned it. So you can get them centered over one of the sides, which is how I think that they should look. Just my personal preference, but if this bothers you like it bothers me, it's totally fixable.